Hello, everybody, and welcome to John Tries, the Whiskey Advent Calendar series. It is day 20. We have finished the fourth row of our calendar, and there is snow falling outside, so it's a perfect night for whiskey. And there's football on TV. How is everybody doing tonight? I hope you didn't hurt yourself shoveling. That is kind of a no-no. But here we are with the weather outside frightful. The football is delightful. Let's drink whiskey. We are on to day 20. We had a pretty decent one last night. I'm sorry I'm a bit late this time. I actually did want to wait till halftime of the football game. I like football, what can I tell you? Um, we're up to day 20. It's the last door on the right, as you can see here, all nice and arranged. Have to admit, it might take a little bit of the fun out of it that I'm not searching around constantly for a door. I don't mind it necessarily because it can be very fun sometimes, I will openly admit. But here we go, our last day of the fourth row. Let's take a look, shall we? And, or I can already tell it's a scotch. It says right on the label. And we have a Dallion single cask 7-year-old from Scotland, a single malt scotch with a high alcohol content. Very interesting indeed. But this is Dallion. I'm not familiar with this one. This is completely new to me. I'm not familiar with their game, but it seems to have a nice color, but let's see how it is. Droomp. All right, so here we go in my fancy glass. Slightly darker than I think last night's, which I think says a lot. It's not so clear. There's a bit of color in there, but it's still very light. Has to be said. Smell? Ooh, we got some. It's punchy. Bright maraschino cherry, candied orange, juicy oak, a bit of nice color in there, some graham cracker. It's giving off a very sweet, fruity, slightly woody aroma, closer to what we would expect from a classic Scotch expression, though still maintaining a bit of the uniqueness and personality that I think one would ordinarily expect from a whiskey of this caliber, at least certainly one I would expect. Yes, it is very nice. I think it has potential here. Let's give it a taste. Hmm. It's almost like Twizzlers, almost. Tight finish. Very tight finish on there. Just absolutely bristles the tongue. Licorice, molasses, treacle, and a gingery, slightly vanilla-y, peppery, almost burnt molasses kind of finish on there. Palate still maintains its sweetness for sure. Um, the oakiness really does start to come, really starts to ramp up though when you hit the palate and especially into the finish. That woodiness really cranks into overdrive. Hmm. It's got something there. I gotta tell you, it's got something on. It's doing something for me here. It's very bright and fruity, bit woody. There's not a lot of salinity on the tongue. I would say when I say it helms close to the typical taste of a Scotch. It's less orangey, but definitely more on the sort of berry cherry kind of vibes there as well. And the sort of red Twizzler flavors are interesting to say the least. Now I did criticize, I know, last night's for being like a cotton candy bubblegum carnival. This is not that. Like licorice, that sort of licoricey taste actually does kind of work here. It's not cloying. It doesn't feel artificial in the slightest. It feels Really good. I don't even like Twizzlers, to be honest with you. Yeah, the more I taste it, there's now it's starting to get a little bit buttery, a little bit more flavor in there. It's solid. It has to be said, it is very, very solid. I think it's quite good, and I think that it's well worth being recommending for a connoisseur of whiskey. I think this is a very good one. Again, it is the Dalhuane single cask 7-year-old from 2015, so it was bottled in 2022, which I think all of these are. Scale of 1 to 10, a 7.7 out of 10, I think is a very fair score. Mm. The butteriness, the vanilliness, the licorice taste on the tongue definitely lingers for a fairly long time, it has to be said. I'm still getting the tingle on the tongue. The cherry notes, the blueberry, the cherry notes, the licorice notes, the orange notes, the oakiness comes through. It's very well balanced. It certainly would be it's certainly a very familiar sensation to anyone that has enjoyed Scotch or is a Scotch enjoyer would certainly feel right at home with an expression like this. This is very solid. It is a very solid choice. So I'm gonna drink this and probably head back outside to shovel one last time because the snow is really coming down. We might get 6 inches all of a sudden. It was 60 degrees 3 days ago, and now we're getting 6 inches of snow. I don't understand the weather either. Don't ask me. But I will see you all tomorrow night for the final 5 days. The countdown is on, folks. Cheers.